everybody. All right, how is everyone doing? You can put it in the comments and share what's the energy. Are you guys excited? And as you do that, I want to say welcome to everybody who is here and who's going to see this later and who's jumped into the energy of the Bougie and Abundant Entrepreneur Mastermind so that you can really, really do it this year. Whatever you've been carrying, whatever stories happen, why it's not happened, how many efforts you've made, or maybe you've just started on the path, or maybe you've been disappointed for months, for perhaps years. I don't know your journey, but welcome, because literally by walking here, you chose a new portal. You chose a portal which will now catapult you as you give yourself more and more permission, because the past does not matter. The past is just an energy wave. If something did not kick off in the business or the way you wanted it to be, I know those feelings. I've been there, and many times still, there are times when I still experience something. It doesn't turn out how I want it to turn out, but I want you to know that you're here, and I'm celebrating you, and together we're going to celebrate each other. And my intention is that every week when I come here, I'm obviously going to take a topic that is going to actually help you integrate that in your business. But more than that, today is a welcome call. I want to, welcome each one of you. And I really want to put some context and put some ground rules and put some things in place so this space, this mastermind is treated like, with highest frequency of growth for everyone, with unconditional love and support as a collective, and no sneaky business. No, we have to be really squeaky clean in our energy. Okay, this is a mastermind. That means you get to connect with each other, all of those things, right? But no cross selling, no, doing things that don't feel good, and that's coming from a place of neediness or trying to promote or trying to put anyone down or trying to, all of those things, they don't resonate highest frequencies. They don't. And we all are here because a standard that I set for my own self and my containers, that up and up only and highest frequencies. So when some shadow comes up, question before you tell somebody something that doesn't resonate with you. Because this is going to be a collective space. You will make posts, you'll ask each other things. Be mindful, be respectful of each other. We're all on, our own journeys, but we're made from the same source. So technically, if you're judging someone, you're literally judging yourself. That's what I always believe. And, I've learned it the hard way. And I think I can see some of you smiling because you get what I'm saying. But so when we're too quick to, when our ego stimulated, when we see something, when we read something, it triggers us. There'll be wins in the group because somebody's going to come and post, hey, listen, oh my God, I just got a client. I got this, I got that. And the feelings that are invoked in you reading something shows the level of consciousness you're at. Now, don't judge it, but ask yourself, if I know this is for me as well, can I celebrate this, or why I'm actually getting triggered? Because we're going to experience a lot of things. We're going to learn about marketing. We're going to learn about authenticity. We're going to learn about creating your community. We're going to learn about your offers. How do you scale your business? All of those things that I have ever learned, I will teach you. But I'm also going to teach you, I'm about embodiment. I'm about energetics, because energy is our strategy. Okay. There's only one freaking strategy I'll ever teach you. There are 20,000 things you can do, but this mastermind is not about strategy, but yet strategy is 10% of the business. The 90% is embodiment of your knowledge, is embodiment of the quantum leap formula, because that really reminds you of how powerful you are, right? So embodiment work. And that means I will consistently remind you of how powerful you are, and also then going back to your own unique electromagnetic signature, your unique blueprint, because your business is going to explode. I am telling you, when I understood this, I had to get out of my own way. And that is like literally become yourself. And I'm going to talk about this. I'm going to teach you things that will allow you to be so free as a person, And I kid you, when you stop cringing on your own stuff, when you watch it, when you post a reel, when you stop judging yourself, you will magnetize your people. And there is a straight, I still sometimes, post something and I'm like, my voice is so bad in this. And then I'm like, if I judge, other people are going to judge, right? So obviously compassion goes a long way and it starts today. As an entrepreneur, the biggest tool we need is awareness, even as a human being, but entrepreneurs next level. It's like meeting all your freaking shadows. So if we want to obviously break through and we want to make our business beautiful and service filled and abundant, who's ready right now? Like comments, and it's 11:11. Can you guys see? Oh, I don't know if you can, too much light. Can you see 11:11? Okay. Who's ready? Claim it. It's 11:11. Who is ready? We're going to break through stuff. But before that, like, can we just come into the energy of this is my most abundant year? I'm bougie. I'm cool. I'm classy. Whatever's your vibe. You could be the beach vibe. You could be another vibe. I don't care. But are you ready to tap into this most abundant year? Because that's it. There is no future. It's either right now, either you're claiming it or you're not claiming it, right? Yes, 11:11. Happy to be here. I'm ready. So ready for whatever comes. I'm here for it. Beautiful. Beautiful. So every week, I'm going to bring up topics. Hopefully, I can put them in advance, but that's not how I roll. There are a few things I'm going to teach you that have helped me really catapult my business, the owning aspect. And one thing I want you to know that I'm not at all organized. I live in the pulse of the moment. And earlier, my growth wasn't happening initially when I started, even though I was able to break through some things, because there was always this how you've been told to do things. We have a perception, and I'll go further into a module about it. Like, we think successful people are highly organized, they're perfect. All the illusions that you have about it, let me tell you, because you do believe at some level I've cracked some code of success. That's why you've allowed me to speak to you today. And you've shown me, you've given me a place to share my journey, teach you stuff, right? So in this moment, whether you're receiving, this energetic or masculine and feminine, where you're leaning back and receiving, and you've allowed me to be a mentor, you do on some level believe that there's some success code I've broken, right? And so I do want to tell you that I'm not perfect. That means I don't believe in structure. And that's also got to do with a lot of things like my human design. I'm a manifesting generator. I can hold multiple things, but I get bored quickly. I am hyper allergic to structure. So why am I telling you all these things? Because I'm going to break all your illusions you have about your mentor today, because you are putting those illusions on yourself. And that's the reason you're blocking your people to come to you. Okay? Because I'm not perfect. And if perfection means for you fully blow dried hair, like I don't even brush the back of my hair, just so you know, I keep it wild. I just do the front. That's my vibe. Sometimes it's even messier than that. But if success to you means fully blow dried hair, lots of makeup, perfection, speaking, articulation, pauses, I don't know, proof and evidence, and, I don't know, like expensive cars, expensive clothes. Like, what does perfection look for you? I want you to think of one person who you think is very successful, and you really don't follow their content as much, but you believe they're successful because you see them successful, but you don't resonate with them. What am I trying to tell you here? It started with me telling you that I am going to talk to you every week about things, and we're going to take a topic, right? Like six figures. We're going to tap into the frequency of six figures. So one module is going to be all about it. One module is going to be how do you create your authentic brand, right? Things like that, because there's a reason why you chose me out of 8 billion people. There are people who've cracked the code for many, many different things. Why are you following me? Why did you put your money in this? Why did you invest in yourself through this? Why do you want to learn from me? There is something about me that you guys like and you're not able to unplug. Till the time you're not able to, someday you will move on to higher frequencies. And that's not my job to hold you because I'm also evolving, right? But so the point, the message here is simple. If you today understand what do you like about me, because a lot of you message me and it makes me deeply humbled. uh, you create stuff. I can't get enough of it. I just want it. I love your energy. Like, I live for those messages. Again, I'm not boasting, but why shouldn't I? I had to become the woman who didn't believe in herself. And then I didn't like my own energy, let alone somebody else will like it. The amount of initiation that one has to go through. And so when you say to me, I love your energy, I don't even know what it is. Some of you don't even ask for details. You're like, just give me the link, right? So, hi, Faye. So, what I'm trying to say to you guys is, and there'll be modules, there'll be structure for everything, but the what I want to really do in this mastermind is like literally shake up every illusion you have, because somehow you have a story about yourself that six figures look like this, a successful business looks like this, I should have more followers, my account is not growing, people are not signing up, maybe I'm not good enough, maybe my offer is not good enough, maybe I don't have the skills, maybe I need to speak like this, maybe there's a marketing jargon I'm not missing. Like, the amount of stories I told myself before I actually came here and cracked the codes that I had been able to, there was a lot of gunk in my head because I convinced myself. Nobody else convinced me. People were doing their business, mentors were teaching, I was paying coaches, everything. Nobody told me I'm lacking something. I mean, I did come across two mentors who basically pinpoint marketing, right? You make people feel shitty, so they buy. I'm against it. Never do that, please. That's not cool. But the sorry about that. The intention is very simple. I'm going to teach you everything that I have learned about. It's all good. It's about. Oh, Laurie says I'm also a manifesting generator. Beautiful. And we're going to have a module about human design as well. What I want to be able to teach you is everything about marketing, about and creating an authentic brand, about creating a community. Before I had all of you, and I've had my business in waves. Every time a wave comes, you plug into that. That's how you grow. There's not one consistent, there's not a set of followers always. But when the wave comes, so how do you create your community? Because before I had the 5,000 people that follow me, which seems very small when you look at people who have 1 million following, but I started with zero. It's a fucking big deal. I had zero. I had my first six figures when I was less than 300 followers. So whatever the fuck you're telling yourself, I need you to wake up with love. You don't leave this call today leaving the same, feeling the same person. And that's what I'm going to do. And some of you will not like the way I do it. And some of you will love the way I do it. But my job is not to be liked by you. Okay, I'm going to tell you this, and you got to be in a place. If you want to crack the code and you want to become big, because big comes with shedding a lot of stories. You are here because you want to make it big, right? So are you ready to be disliked? Because I'm ready to be disliked by you. My job is to push you and love you and break through the trauma response which is keeping you stuck. There's a flight and freeze response that we are in based on our past lives that stop us even though we want the big thing. And so when your client is not able to take action or they slow down, you know what? Just love them. Love them because they're stuck in a pattern. A lot of you sometimes have asked me for links and then not able to move through. Now imagine if I make stories about myself, I'm not good enough. Maybe I suck. They're not making. Like, what I'm trying to say to you is you will have to get over yourself. And what that means is what I do is when my clients will ask for a link, and I don't actually, they after that they don't, I don't follow up. Sometimes I'll drop them a love heart or something if I truly feel that I want to send them love. But what I do is unconditionally outside just send them love because I know they're stuck in a trauma pattern. So you got to understand, you got to move with the psychology. Now I'm going on a tangent. I'm going to come back to what the structure of the mastermind is. And I want to welcome you, and I'm going to give you a little bit, or we're going to break through a topic today, and then how you're going to be able to talk about your business. You're going to talk about your offers. You're going to come and there'll be a Q&A every call so that you talk about your business. What are your challenges? Do you want to understand an offer? Do you have an offer in place? Where do you feel your clients are signing up, not signing up? You want to go on to the next level. Maybe you have a $500 client. Maybe you have a $200 client. Maybe you have a $2,000 client. I don't care. Whatever it is, it's about creating that same space. How do I make it better? How do I align it to myself? Do I feel good about the offer? For God forsaken, you've created an offer that somebody told you or coach told you and you don't even align with it. Get rid of it today. It's not going to sell, literally not going to sell, because if it's not true to you, nothing sells. And everything that I questioned, that people will not understand, people will not believe me, sells the most. Can you look at my quantum leap formula? You know how much I sat with myself and people will not buy it? And, all my private clients, stuff. So you got to come into this place. You got to really trust what you're teaching, trust what you're speaking, and really trust means you are embodied, like you really feel what you're doing, right? Phase, I'm learning to treat my 200 followers as if it's 2 million. Exactly. Exactly. And I want to talk about it a little later because it is a huge piece. If I am telling myself that, oh, this is just 200, I'm observing it's just little. And so I'm defying the whole observer effect, which is the part of the formula. I have to treat this 200 like 2 million, because 2 million is a number, but it's a frequency. Same as six figures. What does that represent? Because when you're at 2 million, you will want 4 million. When you're at 4 million, you will want 10 million, right? It doesn't stop. Human nature is to grow. When you've eaten your lunch and you sometimes have you gone to a buffet and gone like, oh my God, I've stuffed myself, right? Or you've eaten a big meal and you're like, I'm not going to eat dinner. What happens 6 hours later? You get hungry. You want to eat, even if it's a small meal. It's our nature to get hungry. It's our nature to want, and it's our nature to grow. So the growth will always happen. But if I right now look at my 200 followers and go like, oh, there's so little, and none of them even buy. So what I'm energetically doing, and everything's energy. First, it has to happen in energy before it happens in physical matter. These are laws of the universe, not even going there. You guys already aware of all this. So if my energy is this is not enough, anytime I'm projecting this is not enough, what am I doing? I'm not enough. If 200 followers is not enough, it even doesn't matter if you have five. Because the moment I say this is not enough, when you make $1,000 in a month, we want more, yes, because we have bills, we have things, we want more, we want abundance. But some of you would be excited, and if you've had it for a while, or 300, 3,000, 5,000, or you want to go further, because this is a six-figure frequency mastermind. So if we start saying this is not enough, we literally wire ourselves to believe that I am not enough, because unconsciously whatever is not enough, you are the creator of it. That means you're fucking not enough. Like, if you really get this, it took me a while to understand, because it was never enough for me. And you know where it came from? My childhood wounding, because I never felt enough in my childhood. Always external validation. My whole life has been about seeking external validation till it changed last in 3 years, when I hit rock bottom and I had to do a lot of work internally. But everything is a shadow, and your business, that's why I'm saying entrepreneurship is the biggest ascension work that you'll ever do. If you want to grow as an individual, business is an aspect of you. You're holding business like you're holding being a mother, holding being a woman, holding being a sister, holding being a wife or a friend or a teacher or an educator, or like, I don't know, whatever roles you have, or a healer or a coach or a mentor. Having a business is an aspect of you. Now, if you nail at being a good human being, you're going to nail that. It's an aspect of you. So the same runs. Like, if I don't love myself and I judge myself and I feel I'm not enough, I'm not going to be an enough mother. I'm not going to be an enough wife. ex-wife, ex-partner, current partner. I'm not going to be enough daughter. I'm going to have conflicts there. So you see how I am not enough begins to play. And if I am enough, my business is an aspect of me. My parenting is an aspect of me. So the job is really that you're going to become incredible humans who are so obsessed in self-love. Like from today, you're not going to criticize yourself. Promise me. And you'll be like, what? She told us this is a mastermind about business. Business is a reflection of you. Your business doesn't have a problem. You have a problem with yourself. Can you feel it? At this point, if you want your money back, okay, I'll give it to you. But how many of you want it? Your business doesn't have a problem with you. You have a problem with yourself, right? I had a big problem with myself. And sometimes I still do. Because that's why I'm not there yet, right? I have next levels just like you guys. We're always evolving. So what's the core message here? Yeah, I love that you received it, Julie. And it is huge, like, because I told you I will teach you everything. And I know that, the kind of people I have manifested in this group, I think we're all women. I believe so. And a lot of them are not here right now, but you guys are. I truly believe because I consciously created every stage, every step, every offer in my business. It didn't happen. When I actualized some part of me, I knew exactly what I have to offer, right? And so I know that you guys are ready to listen to this. Like I know it in my bones. Even if superficially you get triggered and you say something to me or you send me a DM after this, I know your soul is ready. Like you're ready. There is no way. I believe in what I now believe in, the way I'm nudged and what comes through me. You're ready to listen to this. And if you really receive, like how Julie said, that's huge. And so if you actually receive it, what will happen is right now today, okay, you feel like, oh, I didn't have a sale today. That's fine. Sale will happen. Doesn't matter if 3 days, next 3 days, no sales happening. On the fifth day, there are five sales, right? We don't care about it because you will still crack the code. I promise you, if you receive it and you're aligned to these truths, you will crack the code because your energy becomes like, oh my God, I love myself. And everything then begins to pull towards you. So what must we do? We must just open ourselves because you're ready. And there is a reason why out of 8 billion people, you manifested me in your field to communicate these truths to you. Because how many of you actually, sorry, that was loud. How many of you were actually, we were like, we're going to bring the internet, we're going to break some furniture today, we're like pumped up. How many of you have, oh yes, and I manifested you and you manifested me, right? And can you feel it? Like I feel it. How many of you have done other courses? Maybe you've been a coach, a healer for a while, you're kickstarting, doesn't matter, wherever you are. Like how many of you have done some sort of marketing, you've created a funnel, you've done some challenges, 5 day, 7 day challenges, you've taken some stuff and done it, which is strategy. Speak like this, market like this. This is how your sales page should be. How many of you have applied strategy and not had great results? Type below. How many, this is not like you're not new to the game, you've been doing it and you've followed other people. And so yeah, but like you've applied some strategy because we believe that strategy is important. And don't get me wrong, it is. I have strategy in my business. The biggest piece of my strategy is my energy. And so, but how many of you have been able to do it? Brittany says me, right? So my point here is somehow we start believing that we do these things and it'll work out, like strategies, everything, right? Faye says, yes, no traction. I felt sick after trying. Yeah. And I've been there, Faye. I've been there, Brittany. Like, I'm telling you, like when I started my business, it was a lot of masculine model, okay? Because I didn't know. I was a healer doing $80 sessions. I would do sound healings. I would run workshops. I would do cacao ceremonies. I mean, yes, when I started to go online, I did Tony Robbins life coaching, all of those things, right? I had many, many certifications, but I didn't know anything about online space, right? And so, oh, thank you. And so, because we are energy, when you start understanding the language of the universe is energy, and when we crack that, I am speaking to you with my embodied knowledge. But basically, the thing is, you're tapped into my energy. The day my energy drops and I'm not able to hold it, the knowledge is there. But if my energy strips, you will unplug. You're right now plugged into a part of my energy. So will your people come. But what I want to teach you in this mastermind is how to actually kind of, it's almost like, oomph, like there's this, you're going to radiate your energy. You're not going to become someone else. So when I started, I was this person and I was like, okay, let me do it. And I signed up a group program and all, like at the point when I had zero money and I still signed up after doing Tony Robbins life coaching, which was $5,000. Then I signed up for another group program, which teaches you, it taught healers and coaches, how to package your stuff, your brilliance into packages and then get high premium clients, right? I'm like, I want to do this. And so God knows how I ever got the money, but it was one thing I've learned is when you decide, you move. I just kept doing and the universe kept responding. I've written this in my book. You lead, the universe respond. Most people are doing backwards. I want evidence. I want the universe to show me, then I lead, because what if the money doesn't come and I invest in it? Then, like you're literally going to be stuck. And I don't come from a bad place, but I have seen this. You lead, the universe responds. It's a mirror game, right? And so, long story short, I got into these things and they're like these sales pages and like say this and these weekly calls and like don't get me wrong, I got my first offers, I created packages, I sold them within weeks, right? Because when you play with someone's psyche and you instill fear, people just go for it. There is a lot of fear pain point marketing versus desire. I speak to your desire. Have you guys seen it? I speak to your potential. I speak to your desire, because desire is expansive. Okay. And desire means what, guys? Take a moment. If somebody's forcing you to shop something and you had some sort of fear or energy attached to it and you don't want to get it, right? You feel pressurized. Um, you just like, it's just not a good feeling. Somebody's forcing you. Have you ever walked into car showrooms and you're just going to see, and then somebody comes in and your energy is always like this, that, for a lot of people, like, oh, I don't want this. Or you're just going to a shop and you want to browse, and then a salesperson comes and you're like, no, no, I'm good. But if you desire, there's a different energy. I'm just going for it, right? And so what I've learned in the last 2 years changed the way I was playing the game. Like, you stop focusing on their pain points. You got to treat your clients equals. I'm getting chills as I'm saying this to you, because you guys, it was a paradigm shift for me. I had to learn this from one of my mentors. So you see, the psychology was all, so it was masculine, it was talking to their pain, it was making premium packages, but it was so off my soul that within months of making my first 10K month, 2 months later, it started dropping. And I was like, what's happening? I felt tired. I was working a lot. I was exhausted, and it was not true to me. And so you can go like this and you can come down like this very fast, because if anything that is not in alignment to your truth will not stay. And I'm here to remind you, because if I want to stay in the energy, I literally every day ask myself, what's my truth? And my truth is to talk about delusional shit. I cannot help it. Right. So what is true to you? Maybe you're a sound healer who likes to listen to I don't know, heavy metal, and you're like this. I don't know. You got to get out there and show the world who you are, and be okay to be not liked by other people. There are how many people don't like me, but I don't attract those people, because now I've come into the freak. When I started, I attracted all sorts of people. But so that's another thing, another module for another day. So in you understanding that, I want to kind of shake you up a little bit today, because it's like you're living in this paradigm, and I'm going to shake you up. So even if you don't go into this paradigm, it's almost like you're going to this paradigm that you're living in is going to loosen its grip on you. Okay. And over the next few days, you might fall into this quickly, or you're going to feel very restless. Okay. Know that I'm sending you love. I'm a message away, but you might feel uneasy, because when a paradigm has a grip over us, the paradigm of, I don't know, I can do it. I need to speak to their pain points. I need to tell them something that they can buy. Why aren't they buying? It has such grip over us. And then how am I going to do it? And, like literally so much pressure about sales. That's a paradigm. And I was trapped in it. And some of you, maybe that's why you're not able to yet crack the code, but I'm here to tell you that it's not permanent. The paradigm just has grip over you because you've been taught that, and I was taught that, but it's an energy, so you let it go. So I'm going to teach you something today, and I'm going to say it to you because that's my truth. That when I started the same way of coaching industry, okay? Coaching, online space, coaching, mentoring, whatever it is, you can say mentorship, whatever capacity you're in. You're a holistic practitioner, it doesn't matter. You're navigating in an online space and you want to basically sell your service, your offers, and receive big, huge, beautiful rewards in return, not from the client, from the source. You've gotten mistaken again there, another module, another day. They're not your source. Source is your source, okay? Start loosening up. Can you feel how much freedom is there? You're not paying any of my bills. You're investing in yourself. It's coming to me because I told myself I'm a self-actualized version of myself. I'm a vessel and it's going to flow. So if you're not there tomorrow, somebody else will come because the source is getting me the people. So will source get you, because if you believe there's a higher power. So people are not paying your bills. Start connecting to the source. Start telling him how much you trust him, her, whatever, how you see it. God, source, universe, higher faculty, the quantum field, the formless substance, whatever. And like I said to you, the biggest thing I learned, like many different ways we say it, but like that book I've read so many times, The Science of Getting Rich, Wallace D. Wattles. He talks all about there is a formless substance. There is nothing else. You're not creating shit. Let me break this. I'm not creating shit. It's all coming, but it's coming based on what I believe. Then it shapes up and it comes like that. So, um, yeah, the long and short of this is that you may have had impressions like me that my first 10K will come this way. I need to have a solid offer. Yes, don't get me wrong, you need to have offers and you can have many offers. I talk about all kinds of shits. One week I'm talking about, my frequency device. The other week I'm talking about, my master classes. The other day I'm talking about, energy healing. Then I'm talking about hypnosis. Then I'm talking about quantum stuff because I don't need anyone's permission. Who gave me the permission? What do you guys think? Who gave me the permission to start speaking about stuff and knowing that it'll get me money and it'll get me the right people who actually want to listen? Who do you think gave me the permission? I want to know, who do you think helped me on my journey? Who gave me the permission to talk about anything because it was true to me? And then there were people who actually wanted to listen. You yourself. Yes. So what is that I'm trying to say here to you? Not trying to. I just had a very sneaky little way of explaining this to you. That are you giving yourself permission to A, belief comes from internal belief that today I'm deciding, and then every day it takes only 21 days to create a new neural pathway, neuroplasticity. If you actually start believing, I believe that I will talk about anything. Now, look, I'm not going and talking about random shit like gardening. If I did, because of my belief, it will sell. But I mean, that's not true to me. Do you get it? Or worms or horse poop, because the people talking about that and making millions of dollars. Let me tell you, I'm startled with what's happening in the world. What? But if I go and talk about, I don't know, one day if I started talking about motherhood, people will still listen because it's true to me. And I talk about energy. I talk about, so the belief that I had to start believing that, you know what, whatever I speak, if it's true to me, not some random shit because I've heard some guy talk about it and go and then start, that's not true to me. Whatever's coming through, if it's true to me, people are going to listen. And I'm going to, every time I told myself, there was a thing I started working with, this was last year, I think a few months back. I wasn't going that much live. This year I went, you know what? I kid you not, every time I go live, I make a sale. If not sales, at least a sale. But I didn't know this. So I told myself and I started showing up every day, almost every day. There are days I didn't feel like it's okay. Most days I was like, then I started getting excited. Then there were days when it was like, oh my God, I just have to go and do live. Like you get in the energy of it, right? Like you start eating a food, you love it so much. So what is that I'm trying to tell you here is very simple. Are you giving yourself permission to believe new things? Or are you still believing what your coaches told you? Or you've heard from somewhere? Who are you today? Like as a person, first you're a person, then you're an entrepreneur, right? You agree with me? Entrepreneur, being an entrepreneur is an hat that you're wearing. It's an aspect of you. First, you're a person. Do you know who you are as a person? Are you owning who you are as a person? Now look at this the same way in other areas of your life. Do you give yourself permission to talk about everything and you speak about everything with certainty, as in not like you know the knowledge, but you're speaking it with certainty because you feel like talking about it, not because you're in a conversation and you're obliged to talk about it. I just walk away or I just don't plug into it because I have learned, I've been okay to be disliked. I don't talk to people, I don't participate in conversations that I'm not aligned to. It starts there as a person and then it reflects in your business. Because if you're trying to do it just in your business, that's why we're failing, because we're not fully knowing who we are as a self-actualized person. This all ties in together. As a mother, some of you, and I know a lot of you are single moms, not all of you, some of you, like whatever it is, like if you start learning where are you bending backwards too much, where are you not in your power, where can you actually show up what's true to you? These are all aligned. When we don't stay in our personal power, we're not the same in our business. Okay. So what I like you to do, yes, and that's a part of the journey, Faye. I have. But you know what I told myself? Because I couldn't stand it, like you're different, you talk different languages, that was the, that shadowed version of me who was not self-actualized. I was in resonance to that version of them because I wasn't it anymore. The energies didn't align. So this is another part. Now it's not lonely at the top. I do not believe that. I have some beautiful people in my online community and the masterminds I'm in. So this is why it's important you are here, connect with each other. Like it is important. I still grow. I still invest in myself. That's another thing. Today, take a photo right now, post it on your stories and tell the world that you're in a mastermind. Talk to your friends. I'll tell you why. I okay, would you guys be plugged into my energy if I didn't? I still study every day. I still consume, I don't watch Netflix. I'm not saying stop watching Netflix. I am in a mastermind. I consistently invest multiple five figures or more in my growth. From the time I didn't have money. What am I trying to tell you? You guys feel it in my energy. I'm growing. The moment I stop this, you will not feel my energy. I'll become stale. So you go and share this on your stories. Your people should know that you're invested. They should feel your energy. You're not sharing stuff out in the world. Share it. Share it. Show them. So what does this mean? This means community, a sense. So people connect with authenticity. People connect with realness. You're not showing them who you are. I want you to today really give yourself permission. What are you going to talk about? What are the things you like talking about? Stop just talking about the stuff that you think will sell because you're embodied and you have a certificate in it. I'm telling you, I tried doing it, it doesn't work like this. You are a personal brand, which means you're a person, a null brand. You're not a business, is a personal brand, yes, but you're not a business brand. And first you show the world who you are as a person. Does that mean I have to show everything about my personal life? No, but I show stuff. You see, I'm real. You see, I'm a mom. You see that I have a dog. You know that I have messy hair. I love taking walks. I love water. I love going to the beach. How do you know this stuff about me? How do you guys know this stuff? I fear that sharing I don't have everything together, still working towards my actualization always might make me be a less than a coach. This is so good. because I consistently broke through this. Okay. And I think it comes in stages because there were times still that, not still now, I don't resonate with it anymore, but I have gone through this massively. Faye. So I wanted to take a moment to acknowledge this because she's so right and she's so true. What was that you were eating with your bread today? It's nutlix, it's like a lactose-free version. Because I normally eat French butter, the Lurpak butter. I don't know if it's French or not, but Lurpak, and I just wanted to get nutlix because that's the second option I like. Nutlix is made of nuts and like sunflower seeds and all. Actually, olives. This one was from olives and it's lactose-free. I don't know, I just felt like it and I like it as well. So that's what I was eating. See, and it has no relation to my mastermind. It has no relation to my private coaching. It has no relation to my breakthrough call. It has no relation to my quantum leap formula. It has no relation to anything on my product suite. My social media is an invitation for you to come and see through the window into my world. Social media is not to sell your packages. Your people, you connect with me. Tell me one reason what you like. I asked you guys in the beginning, we probably didn't look much at it. Tell me one thing that you associate, not even like. Why do you connect with me? What is it about me that you guys like or you want to work with me or be in my energy? One thing only. Think about the one thing. What pulled you to me? Yeah. In your own lane, it's working for your authenticity, your passion. I love that. And these are all true to me, right? Thank you so much. And you actually freaking nailed it. Three of the biggest things, because today you're going to sit down and you're going to ask yourself, what are your values? This is how you're going to crack the code for the six figures and beyond. As I said, your business, your entrepreneurship, your business is a reflection of who you are as a person. You're a personal brand, okay? And I want you to really start standing out as a person. And so I'm getting chills again as I'm talking to you. Like, I exactly know what my values are, and I'm not freaking, after everything I've gone through, not compromising on my values ever again. Does that make me rigid? No. I have such a softness around my values that nobody can come and shake me. I'm so self anchored. And that's why I don't vomit shit on other people. I just know how to maneuver it. But when I wasn't in my personal power, we start projecting on other people. So I know what my values are. Today, you're going to make a list of top three values. You want to go further? Go put five, put 10, I don't know. But like, really, what are your top three values? I'll tell you what one of mine is authenticity. That also allows me to be honest. If I can't be myself, I start suffocating. I like because it takes a lot of energy to try to put a persona on. You're a personal brand, and a lot of person brands start observing people. You'll start noticing who's putting a persona and who's themselves. You very quickly, in a few weeks, you'll start understanding that. Okay. So one of my biggest things is authenticity because I realized when I started initially, I was trying to prove I've got my shit together. I know this stuff, and it was very exhausting because I would cry by the waterside. I was still kind of sad, I had hit rock bottom around July, August. And then in October, I decided I was going to do the life coaching by November. I did the programs by, November and December 2020. I'd started my online business. Okay. And here I was at the end of December, still cracking that 10K mark, which I'd never done, close to 10K, just a little short. So the point I'm trying to make is for the first few, I think I would say an year, I was always trying to exhibit some sort of thing where I've got my shit right, At the same time, I'd be crying. I'd be like, oh my God, I haven't, like, just the human experience where you don't feel enough. And what I have come to learn, I think it's so much so in the last 1 year, I would say, like I've completely felt I've broken through the shackles. I wouldn't lie to you. It wasn't until like a year back, till from last February or something shifted in me. And so that's where I kind of felt like I was getting tired, trying to always up my game, trying to always show that I've got my shit, you know? And it didn't mean that I was lying. It didn't mean any of those things. And there's this, there's this, what's the word, there's this, it's like a cloud. It's like this, subliminal energy that you're being yourself, but there's like this energy that you have to be more. And that's when you're not authentic, when you don't feel more than enough. Because if you're enough, you're not going to want to entertain that energy. I'm freaking enough with my messy hair. I'm enough with whatever I'm showing. I'm enough doing a live in my car. I'm enough doing a live in whatever. Like I still sit on the floor. I don't have a fan. I sit on the floor when I talk to you guys because I feel most grounded. I don't have fancy desk. Like I love my table, but what am I trying to tell you here? Authenticity. So today, when you nail this and the amount of freedom I had, you know why you can feel my passion? Brittany said, I have a lot of energy because A, I've learned to regulate my energy and then not just through the normal conventional ways. When you speak truth, your energy rises. You go into authenticity frequency. When you start speaking more and more truth, you'll start raising your energy, right? Your vibration. And a lot of you are high vibrational. So when your energy drops, ask yourself where I was not true to myself. People like vulnerability as well. Yeah. And that's what Laurie wrote, right? So the thing is that there are areas in your life. So, for example, I want to talk to what Faye's written, right? Right, Faye. So, let's look at this. So, what I'm also saying is you get a lot of freedom being yourself. Stop trying to pretend who you're not. So, let's look at this. Faye wrote, where is your comment, Faye? That you feel, okay. I fear that I don't have everything together, still working towards my actualization, always might make me be less than a coach. So there are a few points I want to address this because this might be happening with all of you. It happened with me. In this might be having different versions of this, but the fact is that we all have some sort of storyline why I'm not there. There is somewhere we want to get, first of all, and we're not there, right? And the idea is also to collapse that through our quantum logics that there is no there. Everything is right now. Right now, I'm not feeling this. There is not there. Here and there become one in timeline, their energies, and we collapse time and we quantum leap. When there is no there and everything right now here, I have to embody that consciousness right now here. There is only an eternal now. But when you're sharing this, first of all, less than coach. Sit down today, unpack what does a coach look like to you? Because this has got all to do with some fucking story you've told yourself what a perfect coach looks like, right? You have an image what a six-figure perfect coach looks like. Break it down. Make a list of what is this less than coach, because less than means there is a certain standard and I'm comparing it to it. So what does a perfect coach look like? Who are you comparing this to? Then, so that in itself, when I go like, okay, well, so I'll tell you what, like I recently invested in another coach and I've never done any sort of work with a coach like this. I've never worked with a masculine coach like a man. And something inside of me went like, so my recent coach that I invested, I don't know how many of you saw my stories last week, okay? Um, Wes Watson, he makes multi-millions of dollars in a month. That's not the reason because this guy is all about bro marketing. I'm like, I don't do dudes. I don't pump iron. I don't do any of this stuff. Neither am I main bro marketing. I'm actually more like in the human energy kind of marketing. So a lot of, feminine energetic people don't go in that industry. That is the truth of it. Like we start separating. But there's something about him, he speaks the language that he got me into. I connected right there when I heard him talk about energy, about higher consciousness, and so all the other parts that didn't connect with me didn't bother me. When I signed up, I don't want to know about nutrition. He trains people, he trains athletes, all of those things, high elite level stuff, but I don't want any of that. But I wanted to sign up I paid him for his energy because I know I want to quantum leap. You need bigger energy. Plug into people who are always higher than you, get into rooms. I went to masterminds when I didn't have the money and I sat on tables with millionaires, okay, virtual masterminds. Do you think I was comfortable? I felt less than. But I had to tell myself, if I want this, I have to collapse the story that I have made that I am not enough because it's a story. If I minus every life experience I've had, I was born freaking more than enough. I was an extension of source. Something happened, I made a story, but when you put yourself in environments like this, you have a chance to break the story or continue the story, right? And that's why I'm saying I celebrate each one of you putting yourself here. Again, this is a space I created which was comfortable. I didn't want you to push yourself financially, but I wanted to give you so much value that you feel like this mastermind is worth thousands of dollars, because I have done some similar work. It's not about money. It's about trying to put you in the same environment. And are you going to challenge the story, or are you going to, continue with the story? So first, you got to get clear on the fact that what does your ideal coach look like? Because the moment you go like less than means I'm comparing myself, I'm saying that I have to be this or I'm not already. The second thing I want you to focus on, Faye, and anybody who's experiencing this, because I damn well did many, 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 many times, okay, that, okay, I haven't made millions of dollars. I'm talking about all of these things. It ran in the last 2 years of my business, the first 2 years, okay? I was no one. Nobody knew me on the internet. I had a social media account, which I was doing because I had a studio or earlier, whatever. So I had less than like 250 or 280 followers, right? And so no one knew me. And so I would look at these other people. Everyone was bigger than me. I was no one. And I quite rightly confirmed that to myself every day when I looked at the people. I said, I'm no one. I don't have enough followers. So I literally rewired myself to believe I'm no one. If you're doing this, please stop. Please fucking stop right now today. Please, because this is against what you're telling, your identification with self, your speech to yourself, your self-talk. It's not hidden. Your self-talk is you talking to the universe. Like if you just took this from the mastermind call today, can you feel the jitters? It's like lying to the universe and saying, I want this, but I am actually this, and expecting I will get this. Like you're literally lying to the universe by lying to yourself, by telling yourself stories. And that is a lie. I'm not enough. I'm not there. All of this because the only truth about you is you are freaking source in your whole. And it takes a lot of courage to go back to that truth because we've been wounded. Things have happened. Stuff's been taken. People have been taken. Things have been said. We've said things to people. We're not perfect, everybody. And so we fall off our natural state, right? And you see the amount of wholeness that comes from a higher consciousness alone. You've not learned any freaking thing right now about marketing or strategy right now, but today your energy has changed. I know this. When today you go out in the world, and even if you make one post or whatever it is, you're going to just be in a different energy because my job is to remind you that you have to every day choose wholeness. Not one day get motivated, 7 days later, some shit happen. You will fall down from that frequency. I fall off that frequency. Consistent work, listen to people. That's why I listen to my coach. I will do things, I will do this, I'll remember, I'll sit, whatever I need to do, but it's my job to remind me I am whole, and I from that place I serve every day. Because if I don't feel whole and I have stories, you will feel it. You cannot feel the way you feel right now when I talk to you, right? So the other thing, Faye, now is that coming back to the wholeness, right? Where do I believe that I have to get all my shit right? So this is the stage where you will go about what you do know. So it's not about what you don't know, what you don't have. Maybe you don't have a lifestyle that you want to share with people right now. It doesn't matter. That means somehow I feel it's not good enough. Again, the good enough story is what we got to get rid of because it's going to play. I'm telling you, like, there are people, and I've heard this, I've been in masterminds, people are making millions of dollars and they still feel they're not good enough. I'm telling you, I've sat on table. There are women in the world who've cracked the code and they still have this, I'm not good enough. It's on every level. So it's the idea to break that I'm not good enough, right? So I want you to now make a list of everything, every hardship that you've gone through, make a list, write a list, and what you've overcome. Okay? And if you want to go further, you can write, I know, you can write what it took to get through. Okay? because I'm getting a bit teary because, it's like I'm living the life I wanted. But, I cried every day when, even after my divorce, my kids, I'm sorry. And it's like, there were days when I had so much pain in my body. There's like nobody, your sister can't do anything for you. Your stepmom can't do anything for you. And it's, so I know some of you have gone through struggle, okay? And a lot of you have different struggles. Maybe you don't have like this rock bottom struggle, but I had to ask myself what I overcame. And I had to believe it was enough because it starts with, can I help one woman? At that point, I didn't think I could work with men because I was so wounded by men, okay? That's where I was. Can you think one person? And I still say this. Yesterday, I made a post and I still tell my children, like they know my journey. I just wanted to help one person. Imagine if you had an intention, one person every day, one woman. 365 days, 365 people helped. Just show up one every day, fucking every day, just one person. Now it's not big. Can you help one person? And you will, because if you're trying to find the people who are not understanding the language, they don't want to learn because you're looking at people who want to make money, who want to do some stuff, and you feel you're not good enough, and you come from that vibration and trying to plug into the wrong market, right? So what I want you to remember is you've overcome shit. How old are you guys? You're not 10, you're like 20, 30, 40, right? Whatever age you're at, right? You must have gone through some shit, man. How did you overcome? What was the skill? Pick one thing. You went through divorce, do that. You overcame bullying in school and you changed it. Talk about that shit. Forget about your certification for a few days. Become real. Like, what is that one thing? Why did you choose to become a healer? Brittany has some, I don't know how many modalities do you have. You've been doing it for a decade. Why the hell do you do it? Get so real because there's something you've navigated. And when in your own eyes, it starts first. That is self-actualization. So what I told you was get a list of what ideal coach looks like, because the moment you stop comparing, there is no more than enough. I'm better than them, or I'm not more than enough is comparison. People who are self-actualized don't compare. Everybody is one. Like, you just stop comparing yourself to people. You know what you guys wrote? I stay in my lane. Because for so long I was trying to compare, I was trying to be in the moment. I start looking at stuff, it's almost like you start getting depressed. Or she has more this, I should do this. And I'm like, stop. I don't follow many people. And even if every month I go and I unfollow, if it's not vibing, I literally follow less than 20 people. Sometimes I don't follow anybody. I go through seasons. That's my lane, because we live in a world where everybody's doing something right now. So unplug. If you don't compare, there is no more than enough or I'm better. We don't have to be better than anyone. We have to be better at becoming the best versions of ourselves. And so the second thing would be really owning who you are. And third would be like really one thing. Don't have to be 20 things that you've overcome. One thing that you've overcome that you're really proud of. And then go and talk about that. Or even not talk about it, like really sit in the energy of it, marinate for the next 7 days, soak in that. If you really, what would happen if your child went through a difficult thing? And a lot of you are mothers, and you support them. You were like, darling, I'm so proud of you, gone through it. Would you tell them that was not enough? Or you can tell yourself that you're not enough. And we forget. This is all coming back to self-love because it was shaken. Few things. I'm enough. I love myself. Self-actualization is when I can hold duality. There'll be days of shadows and there'll be days of love. But if you can live in duality, you don't have to be perfect. You can be messy. Shit can come up. You're not supposed to be always high vibe. Whoever taught this shit about manifestation has fucked up the whole manifestation game, let me tell you. Because we are not supposed, yes, we are. If we come into high vibration, we connect with source more, because source essentially is high vibration. But source is not all high vibration. The source, this universe is holding so much bad, lower frequencies. It is able to, yet it's a place of beauty. and unconditional love. That's the same planet, same source, same earth, same creator. What am I trying to tell you? Give yourself permission to be everything. Stop judging yourself. If you today stop judging yourself, people will judge you less. A lot of you don't judge me the way you would have judged me if I came in your field 2 years back, because I judge myself, right? So this all boils down to smaller things, but does that shift your perspective a little bit, Faith? Okay, I'm going to read what you're writing. Yeah. And I don't have the lifestyle, cash, and body resilience, how to navigate hard things and keep going. Okay. Yes. And I know, and I want to celebrate you because I so connect with this. Like there were times like I really had to worry about it, and I get it, right? Especially having children, all of those things, even though if the children's father is there, look, I'm not getting into personal dynamics, all of those things. But it takes a lot of courage. And I'll tell you why. You guys, you see my success and you now are coming into my world where in my timeline where you can see I have all this. But there was a timeline when I didn't have, and there was a timeline when there was just always like, oh my God, is this enough? If I put in I want to grow also, because the desire of growth was put in my heart. Why are you all here? You want more because that desire has been put on your heart. So like, stop questioning. You're here, you want more. Same, I wanted, and some I didn't have enough. But the muscle that I've grown. So what I'm saying is, because I was pushed on the edge, what happens is the more you can hold the testing, the more when the winds come, you've proven to your system, your vessel, I can hold anything. If I can hold this level of testing and struggle that I did, and some of you are still, I then proved to myself unconsciously, the amount of shit I've gone through when you hit a point where it's like so much struggle, you don't know how to live, everything's freaking hard, all of those things emotionally, every level, okay? And I'm not again saying that you have to hit that point. I've often asked, do I need, then that means that do I actually have to have a breakdown before I have a breakthrough? This is a common saying a lot of people go through. Not everybody, but I do feel like when you're going through really intense life experiences, you will have to connect to your spirit first, because everything in your physical reality is taken. So only what's left is spirit. Everything else is kind of being taken. I don't have a lot of money. I don't have a lot of people to rely on. So I had no resource other than now to tap into my spirit. And something happens then. There's something that happens. And that's why you've seen a lot of people who go rock bottom will go up, because we've learned that I can hold this. Now I'm not scared, because I had to hit a point like this situation where I had lost almost everything, and only any move I made, it was like I will lose more. I didn't have enough. But if in that moment, when you become, it's not like you're fearless, but you stop giving energy to your fear. And then what happens is that you actually plug into, I have nothing to lose now. And you become so, it's almost like relentless in a way where, if today I asked you, this is for everyone, maybe you're not in dire such situations or circumstances, so intense, I would say. Okay, you're in different places. Maybe you're safe, you have partners, you don't have work to, whatever it is. Okay, or you make enough money, but you want to grow. We have all sorts of people in this group. There is all a storyline. There is one fear we all have, everybody, no matter what stage. What if I lose this? So I want you to sit down and ask yourself, what is that one fear? Again, write today. What is the fear you have that you will lose when you make your next move, when you go a little higher, when you make the money, whatever it is? If there is no what if also, what is the one thing you fear most? Because that could be the reason that's keeping you from your growth. Because we somehow, when we feel we're stuck here, this is the timeline, we're not making enough, we want to make 10K a month, we want to make more, some of you 5K, some of you 20K, doesn't matter, it's a number. But what happens is, it's also a consciousness, it's a wave. And what happens is, this is where I want to go, but I'm so unconsciously safe in it that I'm not able to break through it. You understand what's happening? I don't want to be here, but then, sometimes what happens is the pain of where we are is so high that we're willing to walk away from it. And a lot of people don't sometimes. There are two ways to create change. Either it's a lot of pain or it's desire to move into higher timelines. There are only two ways. And for my story, it was pain. Some of you like face sharing hers. But so what happens is when the pain gets bigger, that I cannot absolutely stay here. Sometimes you'll plug into that energy and that will catapult you, because when the pain becomes higher than the reward, that's when you move. A lot of people want the reward, but there's nothing to move them. When the pain of being where you are is higher than the reward of being there, that's when you'll move. So the idea here is very simple. You, when you say, I don't have the lifestyle, okay, why do you have to show your lifestyle? Yes, I said show that you're a personal brand. Now here's what, let's break an illusion. This is enough for today. This will, I've given you a lot of things and I think I want you guys to sit with it, but this is a really good piece. I don't have enough, I don't have the lifestyle. Okay. A lot of you can first tell me if he is not alone in this. How many of you resonate? You either don't want to share your lifestyle or you feel it's not good enough and other people are killing it and you're like, well, I don't have anything to share. How many of you feel like that? Because she's not alone in this. Sometimes I will for a second feel like this, when I see my mentor showing their, Rolls Royce and stuff, and I'm like, yeah, but that's not my wife. I don't want to show that. I want to show who I am. Do you get it? I want to show myself eating sourdough in the morning. I don't want to talk about, Gucci and Louis Vuitton because that's not who I am. Does not mean I have anything against it. I will still show you when I have $10 million in my bank account, I will still be sitting and eating sourdough if that's true to me. So what's the point here? You will break through this shit today, right now. That's what I'm going to do. Okay. Relatable. I can relate, right? I don't have a lifestyle. I don't have the lifestyle and the cash. Okay. So first of all, do you have a lifestyle? You live is your style, right? The life you're living, you have the way you live is your style, is your vibe. Faye cannot do anything. Faye does best at being Faye. I cannot fucking do anybody else. I do. There is nobody who can do Prachi well. There is no freaking person on this earth, 8 billion people who can become Britney. They can't do Britney the way Britney knows herself. Nobody can do Julie the way she does it. Laurie, do you get it? And if we understand this, it took me a long time to understand this, right? But I'm here to collapse time for you. I'm here to save you thousands of dollars and the hours and everything that I learned that helped me crack. That is why you're in this mastermind. And this is a brilliant example. So I actually love a lot of my life hobbies and spend time. Yes. Okay. So what I first want you to know is when you say this is all your psyche speaking, okay, and my psyche as well, when we get through into our psyche, we start understanding I don't have the lifestyle. There is an impression you have. The lifestyle means there is an impression that you have of something you need to show that will show that you're successful, okay, and that is the lifestyle. And because I'm consistently telling myself I don't have it, I can't, I'm showing things, right? I've seen a couple of your stories, beautiful, but it doesn't mean that you're not showing your lifestyle, but it is an unconscious block that is consistently, consciously, unconsciously in my psyche, that I'm not there yet because there is some sort of the lifestyle which defines my success. How can a fucking lifestyle define your success? That means now I'm putting my whole six figures, my success, my entrepreneurship, my cracking the code on some sort of lifestyle. So what? And then you'll be like, are you saying contradictory stuff? Because you're saying you're a personal brand, show who you are as a person. Yes, I want you to show who you are as a person. That means if you are a single mom and you are struggled on time and you get your kids and you have to cook like within half an hour, I want you to put the phone on and I want you to record it. I want you to put it on a reel and show that this is what I do every day, because there are women praying for you that can show them somehow how to navigate life after divorce. I prayed for that shit. I don't know how to do it. You're plugging into the wrong market. The lifestyle is what? The lifestyle means I'm looking at somebody else's lifestyle. Now, if you look at mine and you try to copy it, that's not you. That's why you're not getting the results. But if you did yours, right? What are the things? Like, I don't know, if your morning coffee is the best thing, post that. And what does it, people don't want to look for more information, by the way, okay? People don't want to look at stuff. People want to know when you share something, write why it's important to you and what it does for you. Just two things. So sometimes I'll share stuff, but it doesn't, people don't care. I'm seeing a sunset. They don't care about it. I care about it because for the last 3 years after I was rock bottom, I sat on my couch every year. And I, even after I bought my home, because I never thought I will have a home, every bank declined me because I didn't have the income. Being a single, another story. But when the 3 years I sat there, the sunset made me feel alive. So, but I write it that I've gone through a lot. You know, these sunsets mean something. Like there is nobody cares for a sunset; they care for a frequency. So when you're posting stuff, why is it significant? And then people will start watching you, and they'll feel something. But if you're not feeling about this stuff, you're judging your own self. This lifestyle is not important. If you feel it's not good enough, why will I feel it's good enough? Why will I want to watch your stories? Right? If you post about your dog, I post about my dog. And I write that he came into my life when I had just started healing. I named him Ori because it means white light, it means consciousness. You know, I had massive depression and anxiety, and he changed it for me. Now there's a whole freaking context. You know me, A, that I had depression and anxiety. You also know my dog helped me. You also know I'm a dog lover. Personal brand. I don't care about somebody else putting their, you know, I don't know, like fancy Chihuahua in their, you know, Louis Vuitton and in their massive. Do I judge them? No, they get to do that. But that's not my vibe. This is not my truth right now. And the lifestyle. Do you see? Stop comparing and being yourself. And that's when you're going to kill it. This was going to be a whole module on authenticity. You guys just brought it all out today. But so I'm going to teach you how to create your own personal brand. But this is just like a like tip of the iceberg. Does that make you feel different about this, Faye? So if you guys had to leave this call today, like, do you feel that you are more tapped in, tuned in, turned on to who essentially you are, and all the illusions of why you're not there or what a good successful entrepreneur looks like have been able to dissolve because you've really come back to your truth that as a person you're loving yourself right now, you're vibing, you're like, you're over next week when we meet on Tuesday, I'm going to share some more admin stuff, but I want to feel like when you guys come here that like you're drooling over yourself. Literally obsessed, can't have enough of myself, like literally so freaking in love. You know why you love my energy? Because I've learned to love myself, and there I make mistakes. I went through a horrible experience less than 24 hours back where I felt like I made the biggest mistake of my life, you know, because everything that was happening, I can't give out too much because of the sensitivity of the nature. It's got to do with business or whatever. But I had this horrible feeling, but I was like, I trust my intuition. I trust my intuition, right? And in all of those situations, I would see the past version of me always went like, because I felt like I was scammed, okay? And I lost around like $10,000. And so the first thing was I would normally say, shit, you're so lame, you're so stupid, you know, you did this, you did that, because self-talk. That's who I was. I always judged myself, all of those things, you know. And scarcity makes you move in some different ways. But I was like, I did this out of desire. So what am I trying to tell you? This I literally my dialogue was the first thing I said to me myself was it's okay. And you know what I said? And I was speaking to my kids in the morning about this, but you know what I said to myself? I took a breath, I regulated, and I was like, fine, if I've lost this, it was actually around 8 point something. So I said, if I've lost this 8K, I'm gonna motherfucking turn it into $80,000. And I was surprised. I don't know where it came from. And then I realized because it's not about the money. I was telling my kids in the morning, you know, telling them because they were asking mom what's happening, what happened. And I was like, do you guys feel proud of me? Because I was teaching them not to shame themselves in a way because I didn't, and it turned out all fine. It turned out all fine. It wasn't what I thought it was. And so, and I wasn't scammed. So the point is simple that in this moment, when I actually told myself, I realized that I had built the ability to actually turn around tables by saying that losing 8K and not feeling sorry and not like it is an amount. And at the same time, it's like, I'm going to turn this around. Who says that? Who says that? But a person who's built enough muscle, it's not about money. It's like you could have said, I'm going to turn this into 10K. I don't know. That's not the point. It's the fact that you've turned around your psyche. So I've even forgotten why I brought it up in the first place and what we were talking about. But yeah, I can't remember. Why did I bring up this example? So really learn to, yeah, loving yourself. Thanks, Brittany. So I want you guys today, if you're here, you're invested, you're going to be in this mastermind, you're going to really start showing up for yourselves, like really do some work. And work doesn't mean that you're not enough right now. Again, going back to this, you're enough. There are some stupid stories and illusions that you've bought into. And so when you come to these calls, you're going to break those stories. And inside your truth is that I'm whole. That's going to start coming out. That's why we're doing it. It's not that you're not enough already. You're more than enough. You guys know that, right? But there's this layers of stuff and there's this paradigm you're stuck in. And I'm here to tell you that every week you come, you listen, you do the things. You got to really show up. Show up means not just listening. Also, if I tell you to do something, you will get the fullest out of it. Like if I said today, make a list of your values. And for the next 3 weeks, you don't do that and you're not in tune with your values, you will slow down your process. But if you actually sit down today or even tomorrow and you really anchor those in, because you're all very integrity based, honest people, but it's almost like reminding yourself. And then you roll out every day in your business. When you every day remind yourself of it, people are going to feel it. Like authenticity is mine and being myself. Like I love who I am. Like literally took me years to love myself the way I am. And that's why you're able to love those aspects of me. So there is a science behind why I'm getting you to do these things, right? So if you're trusting me and you're on the journey, let's freaking do this. Let's get rolling. Now, I want to remind you that the calls of these masterminds will always be on every Tuesday. Today just happened to be because of the way my calendar was that I did it today, our welcome call, but every Tuesday, because a lot of you are not able to make it on other days as well. But Tuesday, which will be your Monday evening. So every Tuesday at 11 a.m., please look at your time zones. I am saying every Tuesday, 11 a.m. Melbourne time. Please convert it into your time. I'm in Australia. Again, reminding for those who are not. And you will very soon, once this recording is uploaded, you will get access to the Facebook group. So if you're not already in there, you would have gotten a welcome email. If you haven't gotten a welcome email, please get in touch with me. The reason you're here is I'm assuming that you have, and you will then be let into the group, and the group is a safe space. You can make posts, you can ask each other questions, you can connect with each other. No selling, okay? Keep it clean, keep it squeaky clean. You can take it off. If somebody's curious about your product, is curious about your energies, you can exchange, not going into each other's DM, all of those things, unless somebody's initiated the conversation. Like this is really a place where we all want to grow. And I also want you to be each other's ecosystem. That means if somebody is curious, there's no reason why you shouldn't sell your product to them. You will support each other. You will become each other's customers. Do you know that? There's so many of my masterminds where I've plugged into other people, I've bought stuff, I've worked with other people. That is the case. This is where your business begins to bloom. You're each other's ecosystem. So we just created one. But don't do it in a sneaky way, okay? Don't try to prove that you know better. Don't be humble, be nice, love each other. We're all one. That's the place I want. That's my standard for this mastermind, right? And what else did I want to share with you? So you have some bonuses that I've sent you guys. My personal favorite is this one of the very oldest thing. Like when I just started, I learned about magnetic, which was a 4-week accelerator. So I've tried, that was, you look at my chicken nugget version, like the early coach, right? You look at those old, how many of you watched the old stuff, right? So you can see how I've evolved, right? You've seen my evolution. And you can also tell with my own energy where my energy was and now where my energy is, right? So you've seen my own evolution. Magnetic is one of my favorite because it has things which I learned at that level. So sometimes I still talk to you and I forget, maybe you probably at level C and I'm talking about level F, but you plug into my energy. But that allows you, that's why I gave you some of my older modules so you can meet me and see what I've learned sometimes, and then these calls will help me obviously come into a space where you plug into it. But my job is not to fall back to ground zero. My job is to keep pulling you where I'm at. Okay. That's how we roll. But you also get my old stuff so you can relate to it. Um, if you have any questions, you're welcome to come on this call now. All calls are recorded, they'll be in the mastermind and they will not be shared anywhere other than the portions where I'm talking if I want to repurpose. The Q&A and all of those are going to be in the mastermind. And if we ever have to share, we'll take your consent if they ever have to be shared externally. So you're welcome to come and ask. There'll always be a Q&A round after every call for 10, 15 minutes. And next week, I'm going to bring up a module. I'm going to talk about a topic and we're going to do it workshop style. And then you come to get to talk about your business. Today, we talked about many things, but if there's particularly something you want to talk about, I want you to take this as your homework. And if you want to even write here, all you got to do for this week, we're going to meet on Tuesday. What are your values? Get in touch with yourself, in tune with yourself. Like, what are the three most important things? Start living so much in that knowledge and knowingness and in that energy that you're going to start blowing up. I want to hear on Tuesday that my partner went like, what's happened to you? My kids went like, you just changed. What happened to you? Because there's something just changes. When you love yourself, people around you can pick on it, right? And it also means taking nice baths, all of this. People just got self-love, I think, not fully right. Self-love does not just mean you go on the yoga mat or you walk. Those are very much their prerequisites of our existence. But self-love also means looking at your shadows, looking at your patterns, and not judging yourself, but saying, okay, I'm choosing to break them. Self love also means that if I cringe about some stuff of my own, it's okay. I love myself for these, and then slowly stopping to, cringe on those stuff that you like, really acceptance. And when you accept yourself fully, what will happen? People will not reject you. Your business is a reflection. You fully accept who you are. People are going to accept you. They're going to pull out their credit cards. How many of you think twice before paying for anything? First, I obviously have learned, which I'll teach you. I strategically create my offers from a place that I want people to be able to buy it, but I give so much value, people are not able to say no. But what do you guys feel that you have to think a lot before buying my offers, or you just move in that energy? You accept the offer, right? So what happens? It's an energy game. Because if I'm doubtful of my offer, nobody will buy it. Okay, I've seen that. I've created many offers. It's not my first. I've started with my fourth year. I've been in business 3 years, right? And so many of them did not sell. Some sold like hotcakes. And the most that will sell, even if it's your one-on-one, even if it's a masterclass, any masterclass you've done, you can repurpose your stuff. We'll talk about all this stuff. The point is simple. If you make an offer, you have to that offer is going to reflect how much you're anchored in your own acceptance. Okay. And that would mean also from that place, remember you created the offer. So the energy of acceptance you're in is creating that offer. Any parts of you're not you're judging and you're not accepting is going to pour into that offer. Now that offer, if it's in the energy of I love myself fully and I'm creating this and it's amazing, people are going to accept it, not reject it. So it all starts with you. It's not the offer. It's not what on the paper. Yes, these things matter a little bit, but it's who you are. That's how you're going to roll. Okay. So when I see you on Tuesday, I want to hear stuff. I'm excited to hear stuff. Do not feel obligated. This call was amazing. Thank you so much. I love that. You're welcome. This call was valuable. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. See, I live for these. The money is going to come anyways, right? Like that's the intention that's between me and source. That's the conversations I have between source. But the standard, like what I wanted to create was absolutely this is exactly what I had my desired outcome. So you're going to have a module on this. You're not after the 6 figures, I'm telling you. You're after a frequency of something. I want to feel good. When you guys tell me this, and especially when you send me DMs, how worthy I feel. Gosh, I've changed somebody's life. I am that good enough. But you can't tell me I'm good enough if I don't tell myself. So first it starts inside, then I talk about it, then people plug into it, then people come back and tell me you did this. That means I'm good enough to help someone. You see? So you break through the cycle. So that's how it is. I am super happy that we wrapped up the call in just about an hour and a half. But that's really my intention, to keep it around an hour and a half. I will let you into the group very soon. I will see you on Tuesday. And Laurie's writing, appreciate the duality so much after this. Yes, duality is so important. And the more and more we embrace it, because there are two sticks of the stick. The stick cannot, those two sticks of the two ends of the stick. There cannot be a stick if there are no ends, because then it's just like whatever, a point. So, and we always try, we're so focused on, I want to be on the other end, I want to be on the higher end, I want to be on the higher end. And then there's an imbalance, right? What we have to learn is, and some of us are here and then we're like, we're just here, we are here, we are here. But what the ability we want to build is, if I have gone all the way here, I now have the ability to go on the edge of the other side. But if I've not gone on the edge of the lower end of the stake, I don't have the skills. How am I going to hold it all when it comes? I want it big, but do I know how to hold it so low where it's so suffocating? I don't know, like where I can really hold the edge of it in its denseness. And when I build that skill, now bring it on. I can handle anything. I've handled shit like, you get it. So this is where you start building the embracing the duality, and your business will literally change. Your relationships will change. Um, yeah, thank you for appreciating that. All right, my loves, I will see you on Tuesday, the 5th of March at 11 a.m. I love you guys. Thank you for being here. And thank you. Congratulations again on being in this mastermind. We're just going to create massive things, bring on 2024. Who's feeling the energy of number 8? Like, can you, like, this year just started like as a bomb for me. How's your experience been? Do you guys feel that? Number 8, 2024, year of dragon, whatever you want to say. There's something about this year, right? Like, this is it. This is where, I feel it in my bones. This is our year. Like, this is it. This is your year. See you next week. Yeah. Yeah, it is. Oh, yeah, 29th of February. Yeah, absolutely. Beautiful. All right, guys, I'll see you next week. Bye.